Join me in the pledge, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everyone. If you've not signed in and wish to do so, now would be the time that we could take care of that. I see we've got Mr. Hale absent and Shelley's absent. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still can go. Great. Okay. At this point, do we have any agenda modifications we need to take care of?
Just one.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Just Margie's paving the
This?
transportation thing.
Right.
Just up Sherman and Jackson, she has Roosevelt. It's supposed to be Spring. That's Spring Street up there, not Roosevelt.
That's up in your end of the world?
Yep.
You know that for certain?
Yep.
To the right, I know that.
Yep.
Okay.
Those are.
Oh, well, that would be a correction to the minutes when we get there.
True. Whatever, okay.
You're trying to slip one past me.
Figure out.
Okay, we'll get to it. Are there any more agenda modifications at this point? Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed on. At this point, I'll entertain a motion to approve September 22nd council meeting minutes. And Dan already has voiced his concern about the correct street is, I guess we can correct that in the minutes. Because even though it was presented badly or wrong, we can correct that. We can make sure we nail it. Better. Good job, Dan. All right. Any other corrections at this point?
No.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Pete moved.
Second.
March is second. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Public comments at this point, 3 minutes. Brad, once again, keep it civil. You've got 3 minutes. I'll warn you at 2:45. I don't know how. Maybe I'll throw something, but. Thank you, sir. Okay. I guess.
Okay, this is a public comment addressing the October 3rd special council meeting. It was astonishing the amount of material projected, ranging from misinformation to outright fantasy narrative, including restricted information in public or allowing it to continue by pro tem is a breach of trust and ethics. To start with sending away their fellow council members to ensure no quorum was met. Even though it was a special council meeting, Dan, Sherry, and Margie were sent away. Willingly or not, it appears they were manipulated. Then it was changed to a forum, which is not regulated by the city, nor is it a debate regulated by officials. Having a master of ceremony for a city council meeting, it's explicitly prohibited. It wasn't even a town hall. The gathering trampled on many constitutional, federal, common laws, to include our own city of Tico codes and ordinances. This event was advertised as a special council meeting. It turned out to be neither a special meeting, town hall, forum, or debate. In all appearances, it resembled a campaign pulpit. The conclusion of Friday's special meeting was only to advance public narrative to city council members and their campaigns at the cost of the city and citizens. The sad part is there will be no one held accountable for this event. Below are listed are the Constitution and laws that were broken according to state law and our own codes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other public comments at this point? Yes, Stephen? You're Mr. Thomas
I'm just gonna-
Citizen, right?
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
guess. Well, no, I'm staff.
Your staff at this point?
Yeah, because I'm gonna talk about the sewer plant. And then I gotta jet because of something else.
Okay.
So I just wanted to correct some information for the public's, knowledge that was said on Friday. First one is, class 2 certification takes 3 years of experience to get your class 2. I'm not at that right now. I still have a little bit of time to get those 3 years of experience. That's not a lot because I can use prior work experience in order to kind of bundle that experience in, but I'm not there. Another thing that's being said is we need a water distribution manager 2. That is false. The cutoff for the water distribution manager 2 is if the population is 1,500 people or more. So unless we want to grow 1,600 people into our population, I only need a water distribution manager 1. So, and then it kind of got hinted on Friday that the sewer plant needed a class 2 to be on site in order to do samples and stuff like that. There's nothing in my permit for my sewer plant that states that. Nothing in my O&M manual that states that. And I also verified that with my permit manager this morning. So I would like to have it where if you need to ask my opinion or ask what's in my permit or O&M manual, you come to me before saying things that are not accurate. So that's all. Thank you.
Stuart? Okay, got anybody else that wants to get their 3 minutes in? Oh, that's kind of that's a 2 minute. Yeah. Okay, now you got a 3 minute. All right, come on up.
It might not take 3 minutes.
Okay, that's right.
But, I don't know if I needed to, like, write this and formally, like, mail it, like, certified or something, but if y'all say yes, then that's what I will do, but, I just dropped a very quick letter. It says to the mayor and council, the city of Tico is entrusted to keeping our city roads safe by conducting adequate repairs as well as maintenance. By failing to address the city street of Sophia beyond Truax Street, the city is in breach of its entrusted duty of care. Neglecting the condition and failure to repair Sophia Street has increased maintenance costs for my vehicle since 2018. In winter conditions, the city has many times flat out refused to plow. Now, this is not the current employees, but even previous employees, they're like, so I am formally requesting that the city street of Sophia, and not just up to Truax, be properly addressed and corrected.
Gotcha. That's it.
Do I need to type it and mail it?
If you'd like it to be, yes, but I think we got the gist of it.
Okay. Oh, and I'm inviting every city council member or anyone running to come on up my driveway. Just come on through.
Any time of night?
Anytime. Anytime.
Be on
It's
cameras?
the same anytime.
You got dogs that'll get me?
No,
Okay.
but there are coyotes out there. So.
Okay, thanks, Shaquita.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll take that under advisement. How's that? Okay, anybody else got anything? Perfect. Okay, at this point, we don't see any community groups here that want to chime in. So we'll skip that. Unfinished business. Pardon? Oh, correspondence. We're going to stick that in now. Okay, great. All right, we got one correspondence.
So the city is in receipt of a letter that, according to our policy, was forwarded to the council. And The letter itself is addressed to the community. And I have asked our attorney how we should deal with letters addressed to the community, and he said we should note them in the minutes, who they're from, their intent, but that they do not need to be read aloud, as this is not a community forum, it's a business meeting. So we received a letter from Amy Sarnata. The content of the letter is that she does not feel that the city has adequately represented her side of the recent story regarding property line issues. And she would like for people to know what that is. So I have a copy of that letter if anyone would like to request.
And just to back her up a little bit, I confirmed that this weekend, we had this almost exact same scenario Thursday or Friday, I think it was Friday. And that's what they suggested happened too also. And when she brought this up to me, it triggered it in my head that this is how we'll, let me ask you this, ma'am. Will this be available online if the citizens want to read the minutes of the meeting?
No, but it will be available by public records request.
Gotcha, okay. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay, great, thank you. We'll go to A, union contract vote. What do we know?
There's, some changes. We, the personnel committee representing the council, city, and the negotiator finally have gotten a counter proposal to the union. And so we're waiting to see what's going to happen with that. It's taken a while. The cost so far is half what the allotment was, so it's less than half the 10,000. So we're still within budget, within expectations, and we hope we'll stay within that easily. We hope that's the case. So far so good. We're waiting the results, response to the union.
Okay, great, thank you. New business. Tim, JUB progress report and payment request.
Okay, Tim Ike, JUB Engineers, just wanting to give the group an update on the runway project. So started this earlier in the summer. Got I guess the main part of the summary is in your packets, but I went through some photos. We did the milling, ran into some unsuitable subgrade, unexpected. Well, we hope to avoid. And then we kind of went through the stabilization, drying out the subgrade, and kind of some of the photos take you through that, adding to the base. And you can see there is a picture of some disking that went on out there. And then we got to paving, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So now it is paved, so if you have a chance to get out there and take a look at it, I would encourage you to do so. There was also, just so you know, there was I want to say approximately like a half a truck that they had that they were either going to have to send back or dump somewhere. So they did end up skim paving a little area adjacent to the project right there on the apron area. If you're familiar with the airport, there's a hangar. And unfortunately, I did not add a picture of that in the packet. But that's a real thin lift of asphalt. So that's definitely not going to be the 20-year plus life in the pavement that you're going to expect to see on the runway. So the runways, connectors were all paved. The markings were applied last Thursday, I believe. I just went out and looked at it. Everything looks good. But I did want to kind of point to it. Oh, excuse me. On page 11, there is a photo of that area. You can see a paver and a truck, and it's up against the hangar there. And so that last little bit was basically to empty the truck and empty the paver. And so that was going to be a thin lift of asphalt there.
Is that where the helicopter lands? Is it kind of like where the helicopter pad is?
Yes. Is that where?
Oh, good, okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because generally a helicopter will use the approaches to the runway and then kind of hover in there. And yeah, there's not really a
Perfect.
designated
Okay,
X or
thank you.
anything. Yeah. So just west of where you paved at is where we park the ambulance and then the helicopter land, basically right there.
And then just to get to the cost summary, so we had an original construction cost estimate. We did have a change order and then a contract total. We're ending up being less on the construction side, but there are a few items left to complete. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. There basically was a revised construction amount and that came in under that value. So there's a little bit of funds remaining in the project. Let's see. But there are, like I said, some cleanup items. So the items left to clean up, kind of overall site cleanup, they have some stakes in the ground still that are off the edge of the shoulder. So a little bit of cleanup left to do there on that before we get it done. Oh, and then the other item is paint. So there's 2 coats of paint on a runway project generally. They did the first coat on Thursday. Normally there's a 30-day gap between the second coat of paint. That's going to get dicey with the weather and the temperatures, so we're going to have to monitor that. So there is a chance that they have to come back in the spring to apply that second coat of paint. So the good news is you'll have a new coat of paint 30 days later. The bad news is it might be in the spring, but I guess the good news is it'll be after a season of plowing. So kind of look at it a couple of different ways, but the contract, should it have to happen in the spring, will have to remain open through the winter. So not able to quite close it out unless we can get a good day in November to get the final markings down. Let's see, that's it.
It's still legal to land then.
Yeah, and I'll get to that. So I'm glad you mentioned that because there is a pile of soil that is piled up out there right now, and it's about 50 feet off the edge and 50 feet down from the threshold. From what I can tell, rough calculations looking at it, that's probably an obstruction. So I would not recommend opening the runway until that pile is moved. It's significantly smaller than it was a week and a half ago. And I know Stephen and others were working on that, getting that material out of there. But until it's either knocked down or removed completely, leaving the NOTAM and the closure in place would be our recommendation.
What's the legal height?
That's a 7 to 1, and it's going to have to be, 6 inches off the ground. I mean, it's got to be pretty flat out there. So, and like I said, the soil is disappearing, so it's way smaller than it was a week and a half ago. So,
And the lights have been installed?
these, yes, even the crew.
No,
working
the
on
lights haven't
lights.
been installed yet.
I know that.
So we'll keep a NOTAM in place that the lights are not working, but the runway, once the dirt's removed, can be open.
And Mike's pretty happy about the lights and he's very excited about it.
Yes. And then the maintenance guys are doing a good job on kind of getting everything else cleaned up. So they got some drainage ditches that are opened up and they're clearing culverts and getting under drains functional again. And that will all help in terms of the longevity of the pavement moving forward. And there is also a drainage ditch on the south side of the runway that will also help with that. So, yeah. So I think with that, is there any questions?
You resolved the whole question of moisture or softening in the area that you dried out and treated.
Yeah, and that was just a function of the soil, the subgrade soil. I mean, when we put this project together 2 years ago, we wanted to stay surface. We knew the Palouse soils were going to be clay. They're going to be moisture sensitive. And again, it's, it's a situation where our design and the project going in was all surface. So like mill and overlay, or mill pulverize and overlay. And the equipment, it was mainly in construction equipment, kind of got that soil unstable. And so once it's unstable, it takes effort in terms of disking or removal and replace to get that to stabilize again. And so, yeah, and so that was that was kind of the result of that. So we got in there, did some geotech, got to a solution that we thought would work, and it's mainly just to hold the construction equipment. If it wasn't that, that the equipment loading, it would not have been an issue. So right now, like the aircraft that run on that runway that will hold up just fine. I mean, that's 5,000 pound aircraft, 10,000 pound aircraft, multiple gear coming in and out. But the heaviest thing you'll see was probably going to be a plow truck. Is going to be the city run equipment. And so I think Mike was talking about maybe looking at a 3/4 ton pickup with a plow instead of a multi-axle dump truck with the plow on it. And I'm not sure if that can happen or not, but with the number of plowing operations, again, I would expect this to hold up. But when you're talking like asphalt haul trucks, rock trucks, hauling away, unsuitable soil, that's where it got into activating that subgrade soil.
And this surface should last probably, what's kind of longevity you have?
Well, on paper, it's 20 years, but the surface you had was 30, 40. I mean, it lasted a long time. Now, granted, toward the end, it was pretty beat up, but I mean, I would expect that or longer with the improvements these guys are making out there, along with the project. So they're doing these other things that, as long as that continues, culverts are kept clear, under drains are functioning. You have some ditching that you're doing. If it all is sustained and maintained, then we would expect this to last. Not forever, but we would expect it to last a while.
Public Works did a phenomenal job. So you're saying the heaviest plane by 10,000?
I think on paper, it's supposed to be 12,500 or less.
Oh, okay.
But with the runway length being 2,260 feet, I mean, it's pilot discretion, but you really wouldn't expect to see jets and things like that land. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a jet tried to land and maybe they were successful. I'm not saying that can't happen, because again, it's pilot discretion, but by paper and by design group, you would generally see the single engine, maybe a small multi-engine type Cessna type airplanes, the prop planes.
Now, Learjet and a pinch could probably land here.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't, and Learjet, small Learjets aren't that heavy, so you might be able to get away with it. I just wouldn't.
It's taken off that gets difficult.
Taking off, it's difficult if it's really hot, if it's like density, altitude, things like that factor into how much runway you would have to take off. Again, pilot discretion. So a guy could land a monster in here and never come out, but that's their decision to come out.
Impressive, very impressive.
Yeah, no, these guys did a great job. Mike, Mayor, everybody was just hung in there and stuck with it. And we had a good contractor working with as well. So Salen really worked with the city and us to get it across the finish line.
29 loads of asphalt?
Sounds about right.
Wow.
I think that's what
20
it
or
is.
29, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and so here we are. So I'd encourage you to go out and take a look at it. But yeah. Yeah, that's good questions. Any other questions?
Are the fuel pumps working then?
That I believe is Mike is getting funding for the fuel pumps. I don't know if they're active.
He's working on that.
Yeah.
They're working now.
Now on
They
that.
are
Is that,
working now.
I don't know is that down now? I'm not sure. Okay, so they're working now, just working to get
They
funding.
just got a glitch in them that over a period they'll stop again at some point.
Oh, and then I guess a preview of things to come, there'll be a balancing change order just to get the kind of numbers and the quantities sorted out, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. So I'll come back again once I know for sure where all the numbers are going to be. The table you see at the back of the slideshow, the slide deck, are all estimated values.
Can you indicate how much funding is left over?
Well, there's construction cost funding to the order of 40,000, but I don't. Again, some of these other items
Sure.
could cut into that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Good question.
Anything else, guys?
We do have an invoice.
Oh, you guys want to get paid?
Oh, well.
That's what he's hanging out for.
He's got that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
For just one.
Let me make sure.
Okay, we've got an invoice 1009. Am I looking at the right one? No, nope, that's the wrong one.
Wait, the zero.
This one, got it, all right. We're looking at this invoice, which invoice number 01890058. You guys got a copy of this? It's got Judy's name on it. Okay. So at this point, this invoice is for $27,197.45, and it's all covered by grants. Correct, ma'am? Yes. At this point, I'll accept the motion to approve the invoice.
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice.
Pete moved,
I'll second.
Sherry seconded. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Great. Motion passes. Congratulations.
I'll send an email with the keeping it closed as a reminder, because I think the note expires on Wednesday.
Yeah, I kind of remember seeing.
Yeah, so
come across
that could be gone by then, but I'll just kind of summarize what needs to happen and then the runway can be open.
So it's a pile that is the hiccup right now and then open it?
Yeah, from what I could tell, I just walked it and
Okay.
everything else looked okay. Shoulders look good, movement looks good, markings look good. It was just that.
Okay, all right.
Would be a good thing, so.
Maybe, huh? Probably not. Probably not.
Talk to Steve.
Yeah.
And I got somebody out there loading it, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like I
we can
said,
maybe speed the process. up.
it's gotten way smaller, so at that rate, it'd probably be the.
Okay.
I'll send an email just to kind of document, hey, these things need to happen.
This time of year, weather can always be a.
That's true, that's true.
Always.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you. Nice job, guys. All right, next on the list. CE&C invoice approval. That is community engineering and consulting. That is Mr. Morkert, and he has got some time involved with, this is having to do with the port, with the
Small water system.
small water system, yeah. She knows all the acronyms, I don't. So, it's concerning the getting ready to drill a well out there. So once again, it's all covered by grants, and so funded. So he submitted this invoice. That is the invoice 1009. Accepts, time I'll accept the motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion, we approve invoice 1009.
Great, thank you. Second,
I'll second.
Sherry second. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, next is Charlie McCrum variance request. Mr. McCrum, how are you? Good. Welcome up.
I don't know if there's quite enough of these to go around, but maybe one or two of you could share if you don't mind. Yeah, my name's Charlie McCrum. My wife Jane and I just recently bought a lot, 75 by 100-foot lot up on South Truax. So across the creek and up on the hill, right on the western edge of town there. So we've been trying to design a house for this lot with a couple of difficulties we didn't quite anticipate. One of them being the steepness of the access into it. Let me back up a little bit. There had been an old house on the property that was actually well across the northern setback line. In fact, it may have even been a little bit across the property line. We had that house removed, and then under the house had been a sort of a hand dug basement, which we've been gradually filling in on site. So the picture you have in front of you would be the footprint of a modest home. It's 1,092 square feet of living space, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and some covered porch also under that same roof line. We made it deliberately long, or narrow and long, so that we wouldn't be placing any of the foundation over that recently backfilled old basement site. Also, because of the access into the lot, trying to turn and park, we're trying to keep as much space between Truax Street and the face of the house as we can, and be able to get a run at it in the wintertime when we have to. So what we're requesting, let me continue to. Now, at the back of the lot, which would be the west side, there's no one beyond that point. It's just a steep hillside, and I believe the city has a sewer right of way down at the bottom of that hill. But nobody's ever gonna build there. It's inaccessible by emergency equipment and that kind of thing. So we were hoping to have a variance on the lot, if we can, that would allow us to go within 10 feet of that back. So that would be represented by the red line. The blue line, the blue dotted line on the site are the current setback requirements, and the red line would represent the variance request. Any questions?
My thing is give them the variance, because there will be no alleyway in there. St. Knight's owns the property for one thing, and we have easements for sewer lines from St. Knight's to where he's gonna do. And so I say the request for variance is okay by me.
That won't get close to that. So
No.
it's kind of within where that,
The hill goes down.
within where the fence is now.
No, he's way away from the fence.
But yeah, it's way to the east
Yeah,
of that fence.
yeah, he's, the big squares is locked.
There's quite an area between.
20 feet?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
About 20, what it is, 20 feet, because that's what the easement on the upper part was.
Okay.
So he's well in the safe zone. And then if something were to happen, we already have an easement of 16 feet for the sewer line that goes up. So you could purchase that other 20 feet from St. Knight's, you'd have more land.
Don't you work for it? Well, we wouldn't need it. I mean, we're doing this house on a budget anyhow, so.
Anybody else got any questions?
That's straightforward.
I mean, you kind of got a bullseye view of it, so I'll trust your judgment on this.
He'll be good. In fact, I'd even give him a little bit more if he had to have it. But I think 10 feet will be good, won't it?
Yeah, I think everything we need will go on there with that 10-foot.
He's not gonna bother anything. He's not even in the tree levels yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance
Yeah.
of 10 feet.
I'll second.
Okay, been moved and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Nice job up there on the one corner at a time, right?
Well, we're getting there.
Good job.
Yeah.
I drive a bus and I swing by there every once in a while to keep up the progress.
Okay.
Now, you know where your sewer line's at now, where you're gonna.
It's in back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in between now and then while you're working, there's no cap on that. I would just go buy a cap on it in case something leaves get in there for the fall or whatever.
Oh, you mean
one
on
that's sticking
our
up-
line?
The one that's sticking up out of the ground?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's in the grassed area
Oh,
by the
okay.
trees, and
Okay.
there's no cap on that.
Okay.
So I get a cap on that until you get it hooked in.
Good to know. Yeah, thank you.
One question here.
Yes.
You'll want to come by the office. It's a $25 fee for a variance. And
Okay.
you'll get your receipt for
I'll
that.
be at my daughter's tonight, an hour's word, and then here again tomorrow, so I'll stop by.
Okay, and then we'll mail you the variance description and the copy of the meeting minutes, et cetera, probably next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It looks nice up there, thank you.
Okay, next we've got Port Whitman interlocal amendment number 1.
So, the council approved the amendment on the engineering section of this, approving that amount. And then this is the amendment that has been approved, by the court. And they want the council to approve this amendment to the port agreement. So we approved the engineering amendment for that contract, and now we need to approve it for the port. And this covers actually more than what the engineering agreement was. So it's for this all water system management plan update. But as they get ready to drill the test wells, they have to update the agreement to include that.
If I remember right, they've requested that they have the ability to punch another well. Now, stop me if I'm jumping ahead.
They have written the possibility of having to do a second test well if necessary into that.
If it doesn't work, they don't want to have to wait to come back because of the lateness of the season. Okay, makes sense? Okay, this time I'll accept the motion to approve the interlocal agreement.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
Pete moved, Dave seconded. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Thank you, guys. Next up. What we got here? Oh, the SOQ selection in critical areas update. This is all yours, man.
Okay, so, Tico is a partially planning municipality. We don't have to do a full comprehensive plan update. So we do have to do a critical areas ordinance update, with a few things that are related to that at the same time. And these are 2 statements of qualifications, and I did email the full statements of qualifications to all of the council. But for SCJ Alliance and, forgive me, I'm gonna have to look up the second name, Framework, I believe it is. They are both companies that would be willing to, for the amount of grant that we are eligible for from the Department of Commerce, to do this planning for us for the critical areas update. So that's what this is about. The grant has to be applied for a week from this Friday. So they would need to be released to do that right away. So I know this is something that technically the city can do itself, but I would not recommend that because none of us are critical areas ordinance experts, and this is what they do. So we would need a decision about who you would prefer to go with. I did ask Matt Morford who he would recommend. He recommended Framework. He didn't have anything negative to say about SCJ Alliance. He simply said that Framework was very good to work with and recommend.
That was Matt's recommendation.
Yes.
Well, it's
So what we
hard.
need to have a motion on that, what we need.
Yes, we would need a motion to accept the statement of qualification for one of these engineering firms. And then we would need a motion to allow them to go ahead and start working towards the grant application, which Department of Commerce, to clarify for you, any expense that is incurred after July, I think it's 25th, so we're already past that, in trying to obtain the grant is eligible for the grant. So it's they get the money out there so that the communities can get their planning done.
Maybe it's in, how much is the grant?
It's $20,000 total.
Okay, it's not bad.
And their proposal to us would come back at $20,000 or less, because that's part of the agreement. So I would bring that to you once we got the grant agreement, so that could be approved.
And Matt kind of recommended the framework.
Yes, that's who he was his
Familiar with.
first recommendation. Yes.
So this is all we're gonna do?
So this is what some of the things that they have done. They have to follow a scope of work for the critical areas ordinance, and that would be part of the grant application. And they have to follow what
There's a
the
lot in
guidelines
there.
are for that.
There's a lot into this.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
That's why they're professionals,
Yeah.
right?
Well, are you looking for right now? I said go with what Matt recommends.
You have to decide. I'm just letting you know what I have
Do we
to
need
find
it?
out for you.
Do we need it tonight?
We do need it tonight, that's why I sent those out.
I make a motion that we accept one map framework. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been moved, Dave,
I'll second.
Sherry seconded.
This is way beyond us.
Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay,
And then we need a second one. Is there a second part to this?
If you could have to accept their statement of qualification and then move to allow them to go forward in the grant application process, please.
okay. So here another motion to move in to go forward.
Okay, I'll make a motion to allow that to move forward.
Okay, Keith, thank you. Seconded. Dave seconded. Okay, discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. Community Heart and Soul, what do we know?
Would you please let me, who seconded that last one?
Dave,
Okay, thank you.
sorry. Try to get better at that. Community Heart and Soul? Sorry.
Sorry.
No, my fault.
So there's two things with community heart and soul. The first one is that the city is being asked to be a sponsor for the Community Heart and Soul program. And what that means is not that we would find all the money for it, but that we would take care of the money coming in and the money going out. Because they have to have an official entity for that. And so that's the first part. And then the second part is, would the city be willing to donate the use of the community center as part of the $5,000 a year match that TICO's being asked to come up with? So that would be approximately one meeting a month at the normal rate of $75 for a 4-hour block.
So there's no exchange of money.
There's no exchange of money, but it would count as a contribution towards the yearly amount.
Is this the thing that Alex is doing?
Yes, yeah.
She was
And if
talking,
you have questions about that, I can answer them for you tonight too, if it's not super clear what that is all about.
she was at the chamber, and very impressive. Have a lot of ideas, and obviously there's a lot of towns that are involved in it. And there's some resources there that might benefit people a lot.
Yeah, anything we can do to help with that, I'm in favor of.
Do we need a motion on that, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes.
both of those.
Okay. Both of them. The first
Yes, so
one,
to be the sponsor
be the sponsor.
and to donate the community.
Probably
center.
should have two motions.
Yes.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I'll make a motion, the first one to
The
allow the
sponsor. Okay,
sponsor.
I'll second.
Jerry seconded. Favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Gotcha. And the second one saying that we will waive the entry or the rent of the community center.
For the
Towards-
support of.
Make a motion for that.
Right.
Second.
Moved in March 2nd, and all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Great, passes. Thank you.
I have just one more thing. Sorry, I can't
No,
have
no,
too
no, no.
terribly many thoughts going on at the
Yeah,
same time.
finish doing what you're doing.
I realized that I put this in your packets, but I forgot to get it on the agenda. This is a quote from Ziply. It should be in everybody's packet right about here.
I saw it.
And what this is what it would cost on a monthly basis to reinstate the new whistle. So it would be $179.98 a month. So Shane Monroy was going to look into this. I just wanted to let you know what this was. Because of reestablishing these two lines, this is what it costs now. Anyway,
That's the cost to the city.
that would be the cost to the city, so he was going to continue looking into that.
So that was through Ziply then, right?
Yes,
So he was gonna look
yes.
like for Wi-Fi.
Well, it's not something that Wi-Fi can offer because of the way the old systems have to run on the copper wire. Not that I hardly understand what I'm even talking about right now. But he was going to look at other alternatives through the fire department, so we'll get a report back.
We'll postpone a decision on that. Yeah, that seems like a.
That's a lot.
It does seem like a lot for a whistle.
The old days, people would go down.
It was 170 what?
It's 179, 98. But there are reasons why the fire department might still want to have an alarm available for people to hear who don't always have phones, et cetera, on them, who are volunteers. So he'll report back to us when he's done some more looking into it.
Could be a possibility of the fire department helping us out on that.
Yes.
So right now, none of the sirens work.
No.
So we're not just talking about noon, none of them work.
None of it works.
Well, we're getting a lot more work done because people are quitting for lunch now. They're waiting for the whistle to go where they
Night
go.
days.
Okay,
Good point.
all right. We got any announcements, ma'am? Anything?
For reports.
Yeah.
I do have a couple things. I guess that was sort of a report, sorry. So Dave Williams from Century West called and said that they will get the facilities plan report to the city on Friday, both through paper and email copies. So when I get that by email, I'll forward that out, but they'll also have paper copies here at City Hall. And that's important because they would like to be able to turn around and get this back to Department of Ecology very shortly afterwards. And so the question was, if the city would be willing to have a special meeting on the 14th or 15th and get back to them with any recommendations. So you would need to be able to have your copies to look at over the weekend and for a couple of days before that.
It'd be just over the weekend.
Well, so that you get it on Friday and then the special meeting would be like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
No pressure.
On that one. And then also, I did also want to report that Victoria Hood has been doing a phenomenal job of getting through our old records. And we are now working on the old police records that were in the basement of the old city hall. And she's getting most of this stuff is going away to the shredder.
Now, if we,
So I just thought that would be nice for you to know. It is a huge weight off of us, and wonderful to be able to do that.
If we just had something that would play a floppy disk.
Yes, if anyone has something that would play a floppy disk, that would be wonderful.
What size?
Oh, you got
The
me
big
kidding
old-
me.
It's 5.5 or the 3.5?
You said
5.5.
Oh, 5.5?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But, you know, which, when we found this out, the discussion turned to upgrading your records all the time. You know, when you're changing technology, we gotta make sure we jump ahead and make sure that stuff gets put onto whatever the next greatest idea is, versus just thinking that they're gonna be there. So, so you might have a thought, or you're just,
Me?
yeah,
I was just asking what size.
oh, you're just, well, you knew their sizes.
Yes.
Nobody else did, so, anyway, very good. Okay. Anything else, reports, ma'am? That's it? Okay, so last, see, Thursday and Friday, I was in Wenatchee. Thursday was emergency management forum preparation, whatever. Found out everything I should be afraid of and lose sleep over. Interesting, Mayor from Medical Lake is an amazing resource on this stuff because she lived it. I'm not as interested in hearing about the recovery and how to find money afterwards. I'm more worried about how to prevent it from happening. And a couple things she said was make sure you keep your cell phones up, whatever you got to do to keep your power up to cell phones to keep, because in a crisis situations, that's the go-to as far as people communicating, as far as telling people things. They have, Medical Lakes established a 10% emergency fund that is under a lockbox, 10% of their annual budget that they have garnered together. For instance, ours is, we've got a $3 million budget, ours would be 300,000. But that is to deal with emergency stuff in the event something happens, whether it's a fire, whether it's cyber, whether it's something happening to the water system, something like that. Because when the stuff hits the fan, you gotta come up with money. You may get reimbursed for it at some point, but you can't wait for people to come in and help you. Red Cross will show up for 2 weeks and then they're gone and you're still left holding the ashes. It was quite enlightening, I guess. But anyway, there's a lot of talk about different, I've got a page of notes at home, but different funding sources instead of emergency management, instead of FEMA that you can go for, that it's small works. There's something, small business, that there's a better avenue that's been a lot more productive for them. And then Friday was the mayor's forum, and pretty good, really good. A lot of things come up, you hear a lot of conversations. For instance, there's a west side town, they've got speed cameras up. And you don't get stopped, you just get a ticket. And they were talking about what an amazing revenue source.
Right.
I mean, everybody's looking for money. And, there's one mayor behind, I think I maybe have passed this on before, but he inherited a $1.8 million deficit. Because of things that got away from people. And they just kept spending. And, like the ARPA money, some people took the ARPA money and made decisions with it that would not be, that aren't sustainable. That they added employees, they added services, and then the ARPA money went away, and there they are. They're sitting there holding and you either got to let people off, or let the services go or whatever. So we put in generators for our sewer plants and water. So I thought it was a pretty wise move. Okay. Man, you got anything?
We do need to decide if we're gonna do that special meeting Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do the reports and we'll come back to that, okay? All right. Dan, you look like you're deep in thought. You got anything for me?
No.
Okay, you got your one thing and, okay. Margie, got anything?
Yeah, the transportation plan, you know, for the paving of the roads and stuff. I thought I mentioned it last meeting, but I'd like to repeat that if anybody in the community has, like Jaquetta, bless her heart, you know, that's something that went by unnoticed and that will be addressed, I feel like. And the same thing with anybody else that live on a street that they think that really needs attention, you know, we're all for it. So.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Pete?
I don't want to belabor the point, but there was this, as far as the special meeting we had on Friday, I'm hardly an expert on how to put these together. I know that we asked Elijah to help with some of that because it was complicated. We appreciated that. And then we put it together. What the confusion was, and then we were putting it together there, and where John was, and John Jagger, and then the editor of the Colfax Gazette was there. And he came in and he said, just looking at it briefly, he said he wasn't sure what the status of the meeting. And he said if it wasn't a special meeting, then you can only have three, you couldn't have the majority of the council. And so everybody was talking about that, and so to explain the three of them left. That they are, I think three went home. And then moments later he reviewed it and he said, I was mistaken, that is a legitimate meeting, that was a special meeting. And okay, we appreciate that because, you know, we don't know that. And so he said, that's a special meeting. John talked to him and okay, he said, they don't have to go home. We said, well, they're already gone. So he said, well, you can still have a meeting of three. And so that's how it ended up. And then, so I just tried clarification. That's why we had three. It was a misunderstanding. It was a special meeting. And at the end of the meeting, I talked to him. I said, after he reviewed everything, I said, what do you think? He said, well, I think the meeting was fine. It was okay. He had some questions on how the meeting was organized. I said, well, John Jagger did a lot of it. Kind of talking about people about that. And he said, well, the meeting it was a special meeting. It met the qualifications. And we said, well, rather than, he said, he didn't see there was a problem. And this is a person that goes all over the county and goes all over, and he said he gets a lot of towns who have problems, don't know quite how to put it together. He explains it to them, and sometimes there's some frustration on that. So he knows he's at kind of he said, that's what I do. I know the rules on that. We told him, we appreciate your expertise. We have no problem with that. And as far as the rest of it, I don't know. My role was very limited, other than very briefly talking about the union aspect, which gave no details on because I can't. And we just said, yes, it's going on, like we've said here. But I'm not an expert on I'm no expert at all on the sewer aspect of what we've been told by the special people coming in, and that's very confusing and complicated. So anyway, I just want to make a point of that.
Okay, thank you. Sure.
Yeah, I just want to kind of throw in on that. I would see, it wasn't anything political. I don't know why the audience felt it was political. We were been bombarded with questions about the new sewer system sewer building being put in. There are a lot of questions on that, and we wanted them to be answered. and especially about if the city was gonna be able to get a grant. Well, we don't know. And we have to be very, very careful of the budget, especially if we do not get funding. We're gonna have to pay that full amount. And they can quote us a price, but a lot of times these projects get over and we're left with a bigger amount than, say, $20 million. So that's how I took the meeting as being. I did not take it as anything being political.
I immediately offered any candidate was there because it was a gesture, because it was close. And we explained that to the other, and he understood that. He said, everybody was treated fairly. We offered anybody who showed up, they could come up on the stage, say everything they wanted, answer any questions. And Adam did. He talked a little bit. And that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, at this point, what do we want to do? We're going to go to the thought about how do we want to schedule the next special meeting? What you're going to pull, we're going to get the information from Century West on Friday. And then how much time do you guys need? Wednesday, maybe? Do you want to come back and have a meeting Wednesday? Would that give you guys enough time to go through this? And
So we're gonna have the information to look at the weekend, the proposal. I must have missed something here explaining it. And then, so we'll have that, and then we'll be able to review it, and then have a special meeting on Wednesday, and then we'll decide at that time which way we go.
If you have any changes to that or anything you want them to change before they submit it to Department of Ecology.
So they're pretty ready to go. They're pretty much got it.
Yes, and the reason that they are requesting the special meeting is because it takes 60 days review time with Department of Ecology, and it has to be in by the end of December. So if we wait till the next council meeting, there's another week gone, and they just want to make sure that we hit that end of December timetable.
See, when they talk,
To be complete.
oh, go ahead.
it's got to be in by the 1st of November.
So they talked to us, they had a number of proposals, different ones they were gonna look at. And so they have decided, I didn't know we decided on which plan to go with.
So, go
I
They
missed,
gave you a proposal of what they want to build,
Right.
and the paper they gave you.
right,
Now, if they need to add on to the irrigation system, that is added on. And so the proposal, if I'm right, is gonna be the one that they brought in, right?
that's
And
in council.
I asked them to change it a little bit to a belt press, because they don't have anything for taking sludge out. So I don't know if they did that, did they do that?
I haven't seen them
I haven't
report,
seen
Did
it.
you ask them on
I
that?
haven't seen it.
so.
We will try
Because
to-
there was no sludge removal thing, and so they gotta come up with either belt press or an auger, but there was none there, so you may have to modify that a little bit.
Right.
I know they talked about settling
Remember I talked
pond.
about that?
Yep.
today?
So they talked about a settling pond out there, some of that would be used, and then,
Yeah, but what they proposed, what they gave us is basically what you're gonna have in the end.
okay.
So question is, when should we get CC&E involved? That's engineering.
You know, I guess that's something we're in as soon as you possibly can.
As soon as we make,
As soon as we have their, excuse me.
yeah.
He said as soon as we have the report. That's when-
Yeah, that's what he
So
said.
he wants it Friday too.
Matt does.
Will he be able to come and give us input on whenever we have the meeting?
I can ask them.
Can he do changes or whatever then?
I think that's part of what goes back
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Century
I would
West.
go as fast
That's
as
what
we
he
can.
wanted, that's what he wanted to be.
Okay.
So he'll be, if we had a special meeting, he would be here and then with the information, and then he could give us some advice. Because
Certainly.
Century West will be doing the construction.
Mm,
No,
No.
not necessarily.
It's gonna be out to bid, Century West.
Oh,
Once they're done, they're done. Then we go over the
Once
map.
this is submitted, their contract with us is done.
Oh, okay.
Mayor, I will not be available Wednesday to record it.
How about Tuesday?
If you want to record it, I
They
won't
don't
be
have
able
it
to do it.
ready, do
No,
Thursday?
Thursday would be
I can
better.
do Tuesday or Thursday,
I
yes.
would rather bump it back a day than forward a day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't,
So special meeting.
Well,
Thursday.
let me throw this out to you. What you write down, that's the official record, right? Not what's on that thing. For the minutes.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just a deciding, you know, which day would work, so we're not waiting till the next Monday to.
So do we really have to have it recorded?
Oh, I'm sorry, we have to record it, but we don't have to have it recorded by read. I mean,
Right,
it's
right, right. It's got to
one
be minutes,
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd be okay with Wednesday would be better for me.
Still Wednesday?
Yeah.
I
still
like
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, if Matt's available. If Matt's available.
There's a little bit of maneuvering around.
Okay.
So he'll be here Wednesday.
He'll be here. That's what's gonna determine, and we'll get back to you. If that doesn't work, we'll get back to you right away.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, and you'd rather go back a day than forward a day? If he's not available Wednesday, can we call Thursday?
That's the only day I can't be here, but
Oh.
I'm sure you could have a majority.
Okay, all right. Okay, we don't need a motion to that effect. No, okay, all right. At this point, I'll accept the motion to approve the vouchers and claims.
Oh, so moved.
Okay, Dave moved, or Pete seconded, Pete moved, Danny seconded. It's done, read, guys. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. We don't need to go to executive session.
I was just late and Eliza did my job for me, but can I just talk to you about the heart and soul really quick?
Yeah,
I'm so
only
sorry.
because it's 7:05
We approved it.
and people are gonna wonder what we've been doing.
No, I have a very small brain and sometimes I convince myself that meetings are at 7 and not 6. So I really thought it started at 7 and then Adam Matthews messaged me, thank you. And anyways, I know it all got approved already. Thank you, Eliza, very, very much. Just short update, things are going really well. Trivia night was a big success and hit. We had like 25 people there. It went awesome. I'm hoping to get another one planned before the end of the year. But yeah, that was basically it. I appreciate Eliza doing my part in speaking and asking for those approvals. And I appreciate your guys' support. It's moving along really well. Our next meeting is next Thursday, the 16th at 5:30. Just continuing on with what they are calling workshops. They're just kind of teaching us the gist of everything and how everything works and flows. But it sounds like we're getting pretty close to being ready to submit our first application, which will get us our first batch of funding. So things are moving along very, very well.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
I have a question. What happened to the union vote that's on the agenda?
Uh,
We talked about it.
It's not ready. It's been the council's negotiator sent it back to the union, and now it's in the union's hands with a
Okay.
counter proposal.
Maybe I missed that, but
You did.
it seemed like it was like really quick. It was just like two.
It was the first thing, and we had a number of meetings on the personnel committee and with the, Tony and for negotiations. And finally, we got the counter proposal ready, and that was submitted to the union very recently. So now we're just waiting, the council's waiting to see what their response is.
Okay? Thank you. I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Make a motion we adjourn.
Margie, seconded. Pete seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Dan, you didn't sign this yet. Thank you, guys.